You are watching some exciting women's basketball, the most important Bay Valley Conference matchup of the entire year as the visiting Laney Eagles take on your Solano Falcons. Brian Nelson here, joined in the booth with Mike McLeod. And Mike, please explain to the folks watching why this matchup is so important.
Well, honestly, it could have been a much less important game if Solano had decided to win last Friday, but they didn't. And now Solano versus Laney, you see the conference records there. Laney already beat them once earlier in the year. So if Laney wins tonight, they will have swept Solano and basically have won the conference title. They still have another road game, or Solano still has another road game to play, but
it would clinch the Bay Valley Conference.
Thank you.
So Solano, this is a very important matchup. You referenced that previous matchup to Laney where they lost. Explain to the folks what that matchup really told you from the box score.
Honestly, to be honest, I didn't get much from it because credit Laney, they did win. They won 77-68 in their gym in Oakland, but that was the first game after that big controversy happened where Solano lost 5 key members of their rotation. And you could tell that Coach Borchert really hadn't figured out the increased roles yet. But since then, Solano has become much more cohesive. They are now very corrosive in terms of beating opponents. And they had a 6-game win streak going into last Friday night, lost that game, but still great play up and down from all of the players, especially the Splash Sisters, Audrey Jones, Nikki Andaya, Alexis Hines, obviously Laura Lawson, the top rebounder in the state. So this is going to be a much more competitive game than it was when Solano committed 34 turnovers in that game against Laney early in the year.
So Lawson going to jump for the ball with Amani Gardner. Solano wins the tip-off. Janessa Bowling handling the ball in the backcourt with Nikki Andaya alongside Audrey Jones. Alexis Hines at the power forward and Laura Lawson at center for Laney as Alexis Hines drives. Rebounded by Crystal Coleman. Crystal Coleman on the floor with Luisa De Los Reyes, who's handling the ball. Passing it over to Rosemarie Marcelino with Brianna Howard and Amani Gardner for the starters for the Laney Eagles. So right off the bat, Laney gets a defensive stop, rebounds, tries to initiate their offense. De Los Reyes at the top with a jumper off to the right, rebounded. Could not be handled by Alexis Hines. It's out of bounds for Laney.
And really the first thing that jumps out at you at Laney is basically that they have no one person that you can really key in on. They play really great team basketball, have a great team concept. The Atlanta Hawks, San Antonio Spurs of the Bay Valley Conference.
And that shot is off the mark by Crystal Coleman, but it is put up. But Laura Lawson battling for that rebound. Who's going to come up with it? Alexis Hines for the jump ball, but it's going to be Laney ball.
And top rebounder in the state, Laura Lawson, can't corral any part of it.
And just looking at the size matchup with Amani Gardner, Laura Lawson usually towers over her counterpart on the other end, but not this time against Laney as Janessa Bowling with a strong rebound.
Of course, it's Janessa Bowling to get the first rebound for Solano.
It's very apropos as she passes it to Andaya, who is short. Hines tries to bat it back out to a guard.
She is short, isn't she?
Don't start too early, Mike.
It's going to be a long night.
De Los Reyes guarded by Andaya. Over to Howard. Back to De Los Reyes. In the corner to Marcelino, guarded by Alexis Hines as Solano's in a zone look, 2-3. Nice pump fake and floater by Brianna Howard. So Laney on the board first. Audrey Jones now and Andaya working with Bowling, trying to break a press from Laney. We've seen teams trying to stop Solano that way. Andaya was looking for a foul, but none is called. De Los Reyes is racing up the court. Lefty flip shot, and it's good. So De Los Reyes, nice nifty finish from the point guard. As Lawson dribbling the ball up from center court. Passing out to Bowling, who's wide open for 3. She sets up, and it's good. So Janessa Bowling, quick for Solano with the rebound and a 3. Luisa De Los Reyes over to Brianna Howard. Rosemarie Marcelino up top. Trying to find the weakness in the Solano zone. A movement from Laney. And that drive to the right. Stripped by Bowling, causing the Laney player to not make that shot as Lawson handles it. Dribbles it up the court. Handled by De Los Reyes. The much shorter De Los Reyes is very combative against Lawson.
Well, you kind of need to be. You need to be bigger than you are when you are playing against Laura Lawson.
They fight for every possession as Janessa Bowling gives it to Andai, who drives to her right, flips it up. Shot was tipped. Lawson makes a move and passes out to Audrey Jones. It's going to be a turnover on Solano.
5 seconds in the key.
So Laney with a couple substitutions with Robnisha Brigham and Layla Stebbins checking in for Laney. So 4-3 early on as De Los Reyes. Passing it over to Brigham. Stebbins back to De Los Reyes. Cross court to Stebbins. Solano, nice job moving in the zone. Brigham for three. Off the back of the rim. Rebound into the hands of Nikki Andai, and she pushes. She pushes to her left. Dribbles it back out. Gets to Audrey Jones up top. Takes a dribble. Passes it over to Alexis Hines. Back up top to Jones. Takes a little dribble. And Janessa Bowling settling things down a little bit. Nice crossover on Brigham. Goes all the way to the hole. Too strong, but Alexis Hines with the offensive rebound and is knocked off with the hands of Layla Stebbins.
And what a revelation has Janessa Bowling been in the absence of the 5 players that really were cut from the roster, suspended, arrested, all of that. Janessa Bowling has had to step up and play a bigger role, and she has done that.
Yeah, if you watched early on from the Solano Showdown, it was a typical freshman response. It looked a little over her head. She was trying not to make a mistake in the Matt Portrait offense, but her comfortability within this system has shown exponentially, and she has played to her fullest potential her freshman year. As Brigham, nice pressure by Audrey Jones, and she steps out of bounds. So good play by Jones on the zone defense. There you see Audrey Jones about to inbound the ball to Janessa Bowling. Laney not really pressuring Solano too hard as a Laney player was down. And Dyer thought about the three. Nice bounce past to Laura Lawson. Too strong. A little flat on that baseline jumper. And De Los Reyes holding her mouth as she drills the ball up the court. Over to Layla Stebbins. Nice tip by Janessa Bowling, and Nikki and Dad not able to gather that ball but tip it out of bounds.
Good defense played. It's not always about getting the steal, but if you can disrupt and make the offense have to reset, you've done a good job.
And Solano's going to make a couple replacements, taking out Janessa Bowling and Alexis Hines and replacing them with Kai Roberts and Miranda Holman. But sticking with that zone defense, nice by Nikki Andaya causing that jump ball, and it's going to be Solano ball. So good job by Kai Roberts pressuring her into the help defense by Nikki Andaya. Nikki passes it up to Kai Roberts. They have numbers if she pushes. Behind the back, over to Holman. Holman out to Audrey Jones for three. And it's too hard off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Stebbins. Stebbins pushes to Brigham. Brigham out to De Los Reyes. Open for three. And she cannot hit that three-point shot. And Dyer with the rebound. Pressured by two Laney defenders. She's dribbling past, but Crystal Coleman gets a hand on it, knocks it out of bounds. So good job from both teams getting in the passing lane, knocking the ball out of bounds, disrupting some timing. Both teams not really having too much offensive success early on. Nice overplay by Laney as Robnisha Brigham.
And honestly, there's not too much analysis that needs to be said because there's not a lot of scoring going on. A good defensive struggle.
So far, with 7 total points in 5 minutes, 5+, as Audrey Jones gets the ball in the corner. Drives to her left, tries to dish it into Miranda Holman, stolen away by Robnisha Brigham. Brigham dribbling the ball up the court, Looking around, surveying her surroundings. Gets it over to Stebbins. Passes it out to Brigham, who's guarded by Kai Roberts in this zone look. Marcelino back in the game. Gets the ball back from Stebbins. Tries to do the entry pass to Coleman, but tipped away nicely. So it's going to be 8 on the shot clock with 14:07 left.
I think that actually went off of Laney last, but the ref didn't see it, so still Laney ball.
So a couple more substitutions. Andaya and Audrey Jones, Splash Sisters, taking a little break as Janessa Bowling checking back in along with Brooke Gibbons. And good look for Laney. So nice inbounds play. Layla Stebbins with the open jumper. Brooke Gibbons over to Bowling to Lawson. Lawson fakes and gets it back to Bowling. Gibbons up top over to Kai Roberts. Nice cut to Miranda Holman, but like a cornerback, Robnisha Brigham intercepted that pass and caused a foul on Miranda Holman.
Yeah, unlike football, there was a foul called on the play.
She looked like Richard Sherman with the dreads.
Turkey on the 50.
So Brigham surveying the defense. Over to Stebbins. Marcelino now trying to penetrate the defense. Nice entry pass to Coleman. But Lawson able to bother Coleman with her length. She dribbles the ball out, pushing the ball up the court. No one stopped her. But Brigham getting into the passing lane yet again. So Robnisha Brigham using her length to bother Solano. So Solano off to a shaky start on offense. Only 3 points from Janessa Bowling. The only shot so far in the first almost 7 minutes of this ball game.
Yeah, and you think that the 34 turnovers that they committed last game against Laney was just sort of a outlier in the statistical realm, but honestly,
as Laura Lawson hits a three.
Just completing my point, honestly, Laney just plays good defense and they force a lot of turnovers.
A very rare long shot from Laura Lawson, let alone from three-point range.
She's been working on that shot all year.
And that is a great shot for Laura Lawson, straight up top. Not as long from the corners.
Yeah, but there's something to be said about taking the three up top. You have the full backboard as a frame of reference, and if you go too long, you have the shot to bank it in.
So smart shot by Laura Lawson. As she tied the ball game up at 6, Amani Gardner tries to post up Lawson. Brigham with the nice pump fake on Gibbons with the spin move. Off to the right, though. Kai Roberts with the strong rebound, and she's pushing the ball up court. Kai Roberts up to Brooke Gibbons. Brooke gets it back out to Janessa Bowling. And she's pulling the ball out, going to set up the offense. Laura Lawson drives to her left. Nice spin move. Too short, though. Too flat. And Miranda Holman, jump ball. It's going to be Laney ball.
Miranda Holman tackled two girls on the ground. No foul called. Just a jump ball.
Granted, she did hold on to that ball, so.
Yeah, she also held down to two Laney players.
Ah, who's
sophomore night.
Yeah. So Andaya checking into the ball game along with Alexis Hines. So Janessa Bowling, Nikki Andaya, Brooke Gibbons, Alexis Hines, and Miranda Holman. So no Laura Lawson, no Audrey Jones with 12 minutes and counting. Amani Gardner into the post with the shot. Foul by Alexis Hines. So Amani Gardner is going to go to the line for 2. An exasperated Matt Borchard. Not too happy with that foul.
I don't think he's happy with anything that Solano's doing, to be perfectly honest. 6 points in 8 minutes with these two teams. Laney has scored 978 points since conference play has started. Solano 973. That's good for second and third in the state, respectively. And there's 12 combined points 8 minutes into the game.
And you look at the previous box score, the halftime score was 26-21 Laney. So
and it went into overtime. That's the only reason why it was 77-68.
And if it goes into overtime again, well, we'll have a heck of a game for you. Nikki Andaya, after Gardner not able to hit either free throw. Bowling up top for three, and Janessa Bowling hits a second three-point shot. So Bowling and Lawson, 3 3-point shots. You live by the three, die by the three. Right now they're living pretty good.
That's the only shot they're getting that has any sort of connection. They're not penetrating either team, really getting to the rim with any effectiveness. So whoever makes the more threes is probably going to end up winning this game.
And hey, this is the definition of conference play, wouldn't you say, with low-scoring defensive efforts, as Gardner able to hit that nice shot in the lane. Imani Gardner. Holman up to Alexis Hines. To the cutting Andaya, back to Hines. Hines, strong move, just throws it off the backboard, and it's going to get to the line for two. So
yeah, Alexis Hines, strong move. She's honestly probably the biggest girl on the court right now, just in terms of strength as well as height. So she can have her way if she wants to.
Yeah, and her aggression can be either her downfall or one thing that really helps Solano. And there, it definitely was to Solano's advantage for her to take that aggressive move in the post. As Miranda Holman checks out, with Laura Lawson checking back in. And Laura Lawson, last couple games we've done, she's gotten into some foul trouble. And that's going to be very important with Laney, with Imani Gardner looking pretty good, stats-wise in the post. So check out Laura Lawson. First 9 minutes, Lawson has not picked up a foul, which is a good thing for Coach Borchard and the Falcons.
I assume that she got a couple of strong lectures about the importance of not fouling.
Some very strongly worded suggestions on that fouling. Nice move by Alexis Hines, but not able to finish. But good hustle, swatting the ball away from Gardner. Bowling, charging into the lane. It's going to be an offensive foul as Luisa De Los Reyes draws the charge. Fans not too happy about that.
There really wasn't anywhere for Janessa Bowling to go, but by the rules of a charging call, the feet were set and she was there in time, and she wasn't in the restricted zone. That's a charge.
It definitely looked like a charge in my book. So Solano with the offensive turnover. De Los Reyes with a nice little flip on the opposite side of the rim, not able to hit it, but Audrey Jones dribbling the ball up, gets it to her splash sister, Nikki Andaya. Guarded by Marcelino for Laney. Up top for Hines for three. She's trying to join the three party, but was off to the left. The Beyonce shot to the left, Imani Gardner rebounding. Don't look at me like that, Mike.
No, I'm going to keep looking at. Don't do that.
Why not?
Because she actually was on stage and pointing to her right whenever she said that.
I don't watch Beyonce.
Why not?
All right, BVC
Beyonce's worth looking at. There's still 30 minutes of basketball left. I can talk about Beyonce for 45 seconds, okay?
Okay. Fair enough. Good point. Robnisha Brigham going to inbound the ball to De Los Reyes. Nice jab step. Over to Marcelino. Gets into the corner. Bring him up top to De Los Reyes. Nice tip by Nikki Andaya. So it's going to be 16 left on the shot clock. Now Alexandra Robinson checked into the game. So Marcelino. Robinson trapped in the corner by Andaya and Jones, but Laney able to dribble out of it. Nice head fake by De Los Reyes, and she's going to get the hoop and the foul. So the smallest player on the court for Laney has hit some huge shots in the lane.
Yeah, one was in transition, but get big, get to the line, make the shot, three-point play.
And De Los Reyes, you know what that means in Spanish?
Of the
Kings?
Sure.
It's of the Kings.
Sacramento.
Luisa of the Kings. So that tip is going to go Laney's way, so not able to gather that rebound, and mental mistakes like that are going to cost you in huge games like this. De Los Reyes thought she was fouled by Kai Roberts, but apparently went off the hand of Kai Roberts. It's going to be Laney ball.
Luisa De Los Reyes, give her all the credit in the world, but she can't live in the lane when Laura Lawson's there.
I feel like this is the guard show with Janessa Bowling and De Los Reyes playing above their stature.
Well,
so
unless
far.
they guard each other, then they're playing at the exact stature that they need to.
I'm just saying, like, Janessa Bowling rebounds very well for her size, and Dales Reyes is not afraid to mix it up there in the lane. The Laney. So turnover by Solano.
A really sloppy game so far from both teams here in the early going.
Possibly the gravity of the situation really emphasized in both teams. Trying not to make a mistake. Sometimes that causes even more mental mistakes from both sides of the ball. As Brigham almost did not catch that pass. Delos Reyes trying to get an entry pass into Gardner. Brigham with a strong take and right by Alexis Hines. So easy basket for Laney. Robnisha Brigham. Kai Roberts saves that pass made by Audrey Jones. And Nikki Andaya carries the ball. Palmed it. So that's another turnover for Solano. As Matt Borcher's going to call a timeout. Talk to his squad about some of the mental mistakes that have been accumulating over the past couple minutes.
It's incredible how sloppy Solano is playing. And that's what Borcher, you see him there, that's what he's got to be telling his girls. Look, you're beating yourselves. You're down 2. It should be a 12-point difference right now in your favor. You're playing better than them. You are better than them. Doesn't matter if any of this is true, but that's what you're telling your squad right now, is you should go out there and dominate, and you aren't because you're allowing yourselves to lapse.
So Coach Borchard really laying into his girls there, but that tough love and has really been something throughout. Whether they're up by 20 or they're down by 20, Coach Borchard coaches the same.
When was the last time you ever saw a Solano team down by 20?
That's granted. I was just using that as an example. It doesn't matter the situation that Coach Borchard's in.
Yeah.
They pay off in these type of moments as Gardner is able to hit that layup, because those type of moments lead up to these moments where the situation is huge and execution is the key, as Andaya pushes the ball up the court over to Kai Roberts. In the corner for 3. Too short. Laura Lawson does a little back bend on Marcelina, uses her for some support.
That was kind of a cool look.
Yeah. Lean on Me, you know that song? That was just like Laura Lawson. So Rosemary Marcelino.
Get out. Take a lap.
Lawson misses the first. So leaving points at the line. Not good.
Yeah, there's just so much that Solano usually does well that it isn't.
And I would just be wary to remind everybody that Solano usually is a second-half team, but you can't fall behind Laney with the remaining 8 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, and even in the game in Laney, in Oakland, they were down 5 at half, and they came out and they scored 42 points in the second half to tie the game and send it into overtime.
Great pass by Delos Reyes. Great vision finding Crystal Coleman in the post, and Coach Borcher has to call yet another timeout as Laney goes up by 5 with 6:49 left. You are watching the Solano College Sports Network, either on youtube.com/Solano College or Channel 28 Think TV. We'd like to thank you for watching this very important game for Solano, as they currently lead in the Bay Valley Conference, but Laney is not too far behind, and if they win this game, they take the Bay Valley Conference based off tiebreaker. So the situation is very important. As you see a replay here, our first of the evening. Janessa Bowling's 3-point shot.
She kind of fires from the hip. It's kind of a fun shot to watch.
I love watching Janessa Bowling shoot.
I love watching this entire team play, to be perfectly honest.
Personally, specifically about Bowling shot, and Dia's shot and Jones's shot, they're very pretty because they arc. Janessa Bowling shot impresses me because every single time I think she shoots it, I don't think she's going to make it.
I
think
cringe
there's no
a little
way.
bit, but you know, as long as she keeps proving me wrong, I'm not going to have any
She proves me
problem
wrong
with it.
every single time.
Yeah.
It looks like she's shot puts from the hip, but somehow it's successful for her, and she hits threes at a steady clip, and she's really one of the key members that's really kept them in this game with scoring over half the points for Solano with those 2 3-point shots. As Andaya looking to get going. Passes it to Holman. Kai Roberts ends up with the ball too far on that three-point shot. There's going to be a foul under the basket. Number 11, Crystal Coleman, trying to box out Laura Lawson. And they've done a great job of really shutting down Laura Lawson on the offensive rebounding side of things.
Yeah, really the only offensive rebounds that she's gotten have been from air balls. And there was only one air ball that I can think of.
And Lawson, one of the top offensive rebounders in the state, as well as rebounders overall, currently leading California, the entire community college level of California.
Yeah.
Top rebounder is Laura Lawson.
Absolutely incredible.
And De Los Reyes over to Marcelino with Brigham. Oriana Johnson checking in for the first time, along with Crystal Coleman. So those are your 5 for the Laney Eagles. As Kai Roberts, Nikki Andaya, Audrey Jones, Miranda Holman, and Laura Lawson for the Falcons. With the zone, trying to stop Laney. Spin move by Brigham. Travels before she hits that shot.
Yeah, not everybody can complete a spin move as easily because you need to rotate the foot, and a lot of people just kind of hop on the foot and they leave the ground, and it's a travel.
3-point shot from Audrey Jones, too far. A little bit of force there, force shot.
Everybody just seems to be playing nervous.
Not within themselves.
Yeah, exactly. On defense, it really helps you out because you're playing nervous and you're overplaying and you're...
Has a nice entry pass, but not able to hit that shot. But good follow through by Crystal Coleman. As Laney has her biggest lead of the evening at 7. As Kai Roberts dribbles, passes out to Audrey Jones. Nikki Andaya in the corner for 3. Just out. Kai Roberts tries to tip it, but rebounded by De Los Reyes, and she's off to the races. And she dribbles back out. Head fakes. Nice pass in the open court, but not able to hit by Marcelino. But beautiful pass by De Los Reyes.
I feel like there's just as many people here from Laney as there are from Solano.
It's such a huge game for both sides. This atmosphere is rocking. I think this is the biggest crowd we've had at Solano Gymnasium quite some time. And that's an offensive foul on Audrey Jones. That's the 7th team foul for Solano. So anything on the defensive end or loose ball fouls, they'll give a 1-and-1 to Laney. As Solano makes some changes with Brooke Gibbons, Alexis Hines coming in for Miranda Holman and Audrey Jones. Trying to shore up defensively, make sure to not go down by any more. A double-digit ball game can be quite a thing for Laney to accomplish. As Stebbins circles around. De Los Reyes up top for 3. Too short. Gibbons rebounds over Stebbins. Bowling pushing the ball up. Using Gardner to shield off Brigham. Nice move. And Lawson with the entry pass forced there. Nice play by Coleman to break it up. Now Brooke Gibbons inbounding the ball. Looking to Janessa Bowling, who drives past Brigham. Nice bounce pass to Alexis Hines. So Bowling on sophomore night really showing her imprint on this game.
Yeah, maybe sophomore night, but it's Janessa Bowling night so far.
And really the point guard matchup for both sides is something to see. Bowling saves it to Hines. Nice effort diving out of bounds as Andaya pushes the ball to her left, dribbles it out. De Los Reyes spotting her up. Hines now. Cross court to Laura Lawson. Dangerous pass. Nope.
And you know what's fun about this game? You have 2 really boisterous coaches that love to yell and be really animated on the court. So that's something, if you're not paying attention to any part of this game, pay attention to the coaches.
As Andaya shoots too long. And Solano just can't get the rhythm going on offense.
I'd say they need to take the lid off the bucket, but they're not even hitting the bucket.
And De Los Reyes over to Brigham. Trying to break this Solano zone. Layla Stebbins back to De Los Reyes. Swinging it over to Brigham. Laney not really finding any pressure until there. De Los Reyes, really, her vision is what's stopping Solano's zone from being so successful, but Laney's not able to capitalize on the offensive end all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
So Solano fortunate to still be in this game as Brigham steals it. Gibbons going to need to play good defense, and she lets her go.
Hey, you can't foul there, or if you're going to foul, be sure you foul hard.
So Brooke Gibbons now back to bowling. It's a 7-point ball game with 3:30 and counting. Nice free throw line jumper from Laura Lawson. Nice rhythm shot within the offense. That was exactly what we want to see from Solano.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, play your game and don't let what Laney's doing affect you.
It feels like their stifling defense is causing them, for whatever brief moment that they're open, to just force up a shot because they're open so not often. So infrequently, that's a better word.
There you go.
As Ndaya pokes the ball away and steals it, and she's going to her right, lays it up and out, and looks like Alexis Hines' energy taking that ball away from Laney. They both rebounded at the same time. Possession arrow is in Solano's direction, so Solano will keep the ball.
Yeah, and if nothing else, you get another possession out of it.
Lawson on the inbound play flips it up to Strong as De Los Reyes passes it to Brigham. De Los Reyes up top. Howard now. As Laney's just content with swinging the ball around, trying to find some sort of opening. As Brigham passes it down to Gardner. Shoots it too Strong. Bowling with another rebound. Pushes the ball up. Drives past Howard. Wheels. Passes it to Hines. Hines up top. To Ndaya, who's passing it to Laura Lawson. Nice pump fake. And is fouled when she brought the ball back down by Robnisha Brigham.
Still only 4 fouls from Laney in this first half with just over 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Incredible defensive effort here from Laney.
Yeah, so Laney, we look at their stats and we're saying, oh, how are they possibly 17-10 and in the Bay Valley Conference standings, as Laura Lawson puts it up and in. So Solano having some success with inbounds plays. But Laney's defense really is what puts them in this game. They don't have many double-digit shooters that average double digits. They only have 2.
Yeah, but they play great team basketball. Already 6 players have scored for Laney, as opposed to still only 3 from Solano.
And that 3-point shot by Howard is no good. Lawson not able to get that rebound. Strong put back by Alexandra Robinson.
No, Robnisha Brigham.
So Laney with the putback over Lawson. As Gibbons swings it over to Hines. Up top to Ndaya. She got freed by Brooke Gibbons' screen, but not able to get into a rhythm, Nikki Ndaya. And she was 5 for 18 that last game against Laney, and looking not much better.
Yeah, nobody really played well for Solano. The only person over 50% was Laura Lawson. She went 10 for 19 in that game. So really, there's not much to go on in terms of who played well, who can you go to. Everybody kind of had a lackluster game. She did have 16 rebounds in that game, though.
Whew. 7 offensive rebounds, 9 defensive. That's a Laura Lawson stat sheet for you. 16 rebounds.
She also had 7 turnovers in that game.
23 points.
They had 34 as a team in that game. 8 from Alexis Hines, 7 from Laura Lawson.
7 from Janessa Bowling.
And 7 from Nikki Ndaya.
So really Laney's defense is what keeps them in these ball games.
Yeah, that's one of the main stats that they're pretty good at, is they get a lot of steals per game. And when they're not getting steals, they're forcing the ball out of bounds and it's going to them.
So Rosemarie Marcelino. That was Robnisha Brigham. Trying to deny that entry pass. Brigham skip pass. Like to see Alexis Hines grab that ball instead of swat it out of bounds, cause a turnover, possibly send Bowling or Andaya to the races.
Yeah, but they've been trying to live in transition really all game, and it hasn't been too successful for them.
So 5 seconds on the shot clock. Howard puts up the 3, clanks off the back of the rim, goes between Alexis Hines' legs, and she just fouls Jamaica Wilson, who just checked into the ball game. So Alexis Hines with a very aggressive foul. See Alexis Hines there with her hands on her knees. Jamaica Wilson averaging 5.4 points per game and 4.1 rebounds. Misses the first with 43 seconds left in a 5-point ball game. Gets that bounce. So it's a 6-point game, 23-17. And to Gibbons. Gibbons up to Kai Roberts. Gathers the ball, spins, puts up the shot, and bounces out. Brigham can basically dribble out for one last possession. Shot clock is about a second off from the game clock with 19 seconds on the game and counting. 15 on the shot clock. 10 and counting for Laney. Now 5 as Brigham into the corner for Howard for 3, and it's too short. 1 second left, and Dyer from half court. Not going to be in time.
Almost made it,
very
though.
Close. But at the half, yet another stifling game for Laney, and this halftime score is 23-17. And Mike Laney's defense really causing problems for Solano.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Borcher is the king of the second half, but it's going to take something incredible in order to really be able to combat this stifling defense, because it's not just a full court press, which the tape is out. That is how you disrupt Solano, is have a full court press to really upset their game. But it's also in the half court. They're playing great half court defense. They're switching on screens. They're fighting over screens. And they're playing good team basketball. And when you play well as a team, it's hard to beat you.
And luckily for Solano, Laney not able to hit a couple shots on the offensive end. Otherwise, this would be a double-digit ball game. It's only a 6-point deficit for Solano. And like you said, Mike, really, Solano is a second-half team, so let's see if Matt Borcher can inspire the troops and mount a second-half comeback to seal the Bay Valley Conference for Solano. Otherwise, Laney's going to walk away the Bay Valley Conference champions for this year. So an interesting second half for you. So stick around here at the Solano College Sports Network for sure. We'll be back right after this.
Well, hi, everybody. Greg Poff here in the Solano College Sports Network studios to tell you about a great opportunity here at Solano Community College, where we are the only community college in the nation to have our own sports network program. So if you're interested in a career in sports broadcasting, Solano Community College is the place for you. Lots of opportunities to develop your skills in sports broadcasting, as you can see, either as a host for one of our sports shows or covering many of the Solano sports events that we cover here at the college. You can learn to do all the behind-the-scenes work in our Sports Network studio that has been completely revamped. Learn to host your own Sports Network studio, show, or be out there live covering high school football. We even cover some high school sports as well. Learn how to improve your interview skills, get behind the camera, learn how to speak on the mic, and also learn all that it takes to be able to operate in a studio using the green screen. So lots of opportunities here at the college for you in our Solano College Sports Network studios. So if you're interested in taking our sports broadcasting class, you can join us here at the college every Wednesday from 1 to 4 in the Solano Sports Network studios. That's in room 121. And if you'd like more information about our sports broadcasting program, hit me up by sending me an email to gpop@solano.edu or give me a call here at the college at 707-864-4537. We'd love to see you here in the spring semester. Be a part of our Solano College Sports Network studios. We're here at Solano Community College. It's more than just sports. It's an education.
Hi, I'm Remington Green, and this is my broadcasting partner, Kayla Gibbons. Today we're going to talk about one of the most hands-on classes you'll ever consider taking. We're talking about sports broadcasting. After everything's said and done, this class has taught me how to be involved, and it's given me experience in the field of sports broadcasting. It's taught me how to work behind a microphone, it's taught me how to work a camera, and it's ultimately taught me how to be a people person and talk to coaches and teachers and players. It's given me involvement because this is a 2-year institution and kids come and go, and there's kind of a hard way to be involved in such a community that's always fluctuating. It's giving me the opportunity, like I mentioned, to talk to coaches about their players and their team and what do they look for in the future, and to teachers about what their plans are for, their classes that they have. And ultimately, this class has given me an experience that I would never take back.
Definitely. I'll definitely have to fully agree with Remington on that. This class has benefited me in many ways. I came into the class, it's my first semester here at Solano. I'm a comm major. I had no clue what I would be doing in the class. I was nervous. Oh no, I have no experience being behind the camera. This class brought me full experience. Poff is a great professor. He works with each student hands-on. You learn so much about doing interviews, working with others in group settings, as well as being there for sports events at the school, such as, basketball games, soccer games. You're fully working hands-on in the field, and it's a great class to be a part of.
At the end of the day, this class really, truly shows you what it means to be a sports broadcaster or a cameraman or an electrician guy who's just trying to help us out. And this is an experience, and it's not just a class where you've got textbooks and lectures, but it's something that really gets you involved and really sets you up for something. If this is the future and the major that you want to have, this definitely sets you on the right path.
Definitely. If you're tired of, day-to-day lectures and classes, taking notes, and you want something more hands-on, I definitely recommend that you register for Com 75 Sports Broadcasting in spring 2015.
Thank you.
And welcome back to the second half, where this crucial BVC game is winding down to crunch time, with Solano trailing 23-17 to the Laney Eagles. And Mike, what do you think Solano's adjustments are for the second half?
That's a good question, because Laney's doing so many good things and doing many things well, and you see them get the ball first in the second half, and they have the possession arrow. They're playing such great team defense on both the full court and the half court. It's going to be tough to make the adjustments necessary.
And one adjustment for Laney is that Robnisha Brigham is starting the second half after coming off the bench in the first half as Luisa de los Reyes. Inside Rosemary Marcelino as Laura Lawson bats it, and Janessa Bowling steals it. So Solano, good first defensive possession. And Audrey Jones gets it to Alexis Hines. Try to make the move before she caught the ball and fouls Laney, Crystal Coleman. So Alexis Hines unable to get that ball. We saw that in the men's game where she tried to go before she actually caught the ball.
Yeah.
That's sort of a mental mistake. Has to irk Coach
She's just
Borchert.
trying to make that football move. You got to look it into your hands. But only her second personal foul. She's been really aggressive on the defensive end. I'm surprised that's not her third.
Okay, you see Gardner in the corner with Brigham swinging it out to Coleman. De los Reyes into Gardner. Into the post. She throws it straight off the rim. They're going to call a quick jump ball.
But they actually changed the possession arrow, so Solano will have possession.
I believe the possession arrow is Solano for the beginning first half, and since they flip sides.
Well, no. Whoever has a possession arrow gets the ball in the second half, and then they flip the possession arrow.
Gotcha. So Bowling trying to get it to Hines. Hines, nice wrestling it away from Robnisha Brigham. And it's been Bowling and Hines really keeping Solano in this ball game.
Well, let's not forget about Laura Lawson. She has 8 points. She is the leading scorer on this team. But still, only 3 Solano Falcons have scored.
Those 3.
And none of them have been Nikki Andaya or Audrey Jones.
So that perimeter shot is missing as Hines wrestles away a strong rebound. Brigham tried to poke it away, but Bowling able to corral that ball. Passing it up to Audrey Jones. Threw the ball before Laura really had position on Crystal Coleman.
And that's because the double was coming, and Audrey Jones wanted to get rid of it before the double got there. Just the threat of defense is really bothering the Solano Falcons.
As Lawson with a strong rebound. Gardner trying to get it. Now they have numbers if they push. Audrey Jones for three. Steps into it. That's too strong, but Andaya tips it out to Bowling for three in the corner, and Janessa Bowling's hot three-point shooting night continues.
Yeah, third three of the night, and still only 3 Falcons that have scored.
Between Janessa Bowling, Laura Lawson, and Alexis Hines. Bowling takes over the scoring lead from Laura Lawson with her third three-point shot of the evening. As De Los Reyes tries to answer, and she's been very impressive for Laney with her vision as a point guard. And that head fake, passing it out to
Travel. There it is.
That's her.
She did the same move earlier, and you hear Borchert yell for travel. Didn't get it. She did the exact same move again. That time gets caught with her hand in the cookie jar. Travel, Solano ball.
Yeah, Brigham, her second turnover of that variety. Getting a little too over-aggressive, starting her feet before she was ready. As Hines passes across court to Audrey Jones to break the press. Up top to Bowling, swings it to Andaya. Looks to break down her defender, pull-up jumper, rattles out, but it's going to be off of Laney, Crystal Coleman. So still Solano ball.
And Lawson kind of got lucky there. She has a tendency to get called for over-the-back fouls, but she is such a proficient rebounder.
As Lawson with the inbound play gets a call foul, and Laura Lawson, besides her three-point shot, her other shots have come off of those inbound plays, and they've been really successful.
We saw that in the Merritt game as well. A lot of kind of double screens, and Laura Lawson gets lost in the shuffle and gets open for a little 10-foot jumper.
And we saw later in that game that they even played off of that set shot with Lawson usually getting freed up. She eventually freed up Miranda Holman, so maybe look for Alexis Hines down the road in this second half to get an inbound opportunity to score the bucket. As Lawson hits both free throws, and Solano finally gets their first lead in quite a while at 24-23. So Solano's defense is the story for this second half, the first 3+ minutes, holding Laney to 0 points. As across court, or into the post, not able to hit that shot was Robinson, and it's going to go off the Laney offensive player, and Solano ball.
And you know, for as many whistles as there was in the first half, they're really letting these girls play in the second half. A lot of physical play, a lot of people falling on the ground, and usually those are automatic whistles, but they say, no, just keep doing what you're doing.
This has a big game atmosphere that the refs are letting some of these physical plays go and let these girls play. And Bowling passing over to Andaya. Let's see if she can hit a shot. Rattles just out as Hines battles with Oriana Johnson as De Los Reyes is off to the races. And Bowling going to be called for the foul, even though she was trying to draw a charge. Correction, is going to be on Nikki Andaya, not Janessa Bowling, for slashing down on the hand of De Los Reyes.
But you look at the scoreboard, and 4 minutes into this game, Laney still hasn't scored.
As that three-point shot from the corner, too strong. Holman trying to tip it out, but rebounded by Brigham. She gets her own shot. Stebbins not even looking for her shot. Passes it back to Brigham. Into the post. Johnson with a nice move and throws it up, and it bounces in. As Bowling with a one-handed pass intercepted by Brigham. She drives, stops, pops, and makes the shot. So unadvised pass by Audrey Jones. No look to Laura Lawson. Miranda Holman into the front court. And Andaya backs it back out. So Janessa Bowling, we've seen that last couple games, the no-look pass, and Laura Lawson was ready. As Andaya
So was the Laney defense, though.
gets the ball back from Bowling, and still not able to hit a shot. Audrey Jones throwing the ball out. Coach Borcher calling the play as Holman and Solano content to swing the ball around. Bowling, open for three. She's the hot hand, but she hits it off the back of the rim, not back of the backboard, not able to hit rim as Delos Reyes dribbles the ball up. And Laney wants a timeout as Laney scored the last 4 points to put them back up by 3 with 14:40 left in the second half. As Solano, they really started out pretty strong, stopping Laney. But Laney, in these last couple possessions, able to get the last 4 buckets.
And you'll look at really some of the weird stats that happened in that last game between Laney and Solano. Luisa De Los Reyes, smallest girl on the court, 10 rebounds. Leading rebounder for the Laney Eagles is absolutely incredible. Also 22 points in that win. And Rosemary Marcelino, 18 points. Ramnisha Brigham, 14 points. Amani Gardner, 12 points. And even though Solano out-rebounded them by over 20 rebounds, it ended up going Laney's way, especially in overtime, 14-5 in overtime. Solano just ran out of gas. They only dressed 8.
Yeah, and Laney went 11 deep that game with Luisa De Los Reyes getting 22 points on 11 of 16 free throws. So her driving ability on the stat sheet from the box score of the last game evident. Here it's evident too. She's very competent around the rim. But one thing that you pointed out, Marcelino scored 18 points. She has yet to score for Laney. So Solano stopping one of the competitors that really hurt them the last time. But
you want another fun fact?
Sure.
Laney hasn't hit a 3 yet this game.
Wow.
At all. All 2s and free throws. Actually, it was only 1 free throw. That's why they have an odd number of points.
And then granted, they hit only 2 threes during an overtime game. Not good court awareness for Laney. Trying to dunk the ball in with the shot clock winding down. So that's a 35-second, 30?
Yeah, 30-second violation. Kai Roberts comes in for Janessa Bowling.
So Kai trying to spark some energy. Janessa Bowling, the hot hand, going to the bench. You have to figure where are you going to get some scoring. The splash district's going to get involved. Is Kai going to drive the ball with her energy? Or are you just going to rely on Laura Lawson to be the foundation that she's been all throughout the season? As Lawson gets the ball, faces up, passes out to Brooke Gibbons in the corner. She dribbles, passes it to Andaya. Takes De Los Reyes off the dribble, spins, forces up the shot, and rebounded by Brigham. Passing it up to Stebbins. Cross court to De Los Reyes. Fakes the 3. Strong move, but Laney able to get that offensive rebound. Stebbins back to De Los Reyes on their second opportunity. That ball didn't hit the rim, so shot clock at 7. But does not matter as Alexandria Robinson able to hit that lane jumper. And Laura Lawson dribbles the ball off her foot and fouls Stebbins in the process. So careless play by Laura Lawson, dribbling it off her foot and diving after the ball into the legs of Layla Stebbins. Those are the type of fouls that Coach Borchard really cannot stand from Laura Lawson.
Well, he can't stand the mistake of dribbling it off her foot. But if you are going to make that mistake, you should foul so that you don't end up having an easy bucket in transition. Here you see they're still in their 2-3 zone. They have a good defensive set and chance to stop the ball.
It's Marcelino, pump fake, passes it in. And that's going to be 5 seconds in the key for Laney as Jamaica Wilson failed to exit the lane. As Nikki Andaya dribbles past a couple Laney defenders. Nothing can come to fruition, though, as she's dribbling. Hounded by Brigham, trying to get the ball to somebody, and Kai Roberts ends up with it. Holman off the screen to Laurel Lawson in rhythm. Too flat, though, and it hits off the front of the rim. Brigham pushing it to Marcelino. Brigham. Nice entry pass to Robinson.
The dribble. I thought she was still corralling the ball, but they called out the dribble, catch, and dribble again. Really the only time you ever see a double dribble. These girls are all good enough that they're not going to pick it up and then go, oh, I need to dribble it again. So that's just not knowing what the ref is thinking.
That's just perception.
Yeah.
Holman with a nice cut out to Gibbons. Gibbons fakes, drives it, tries to pass it back out to Holman. Stripped away by Layla Stebbins.
They're getting pass happy, and they're trying to look for a good shot, but they're not actually getting good shots. And I'd rather Brooke Gibbons just take that up, and maybe a foul gets called, she doesn't make it, whatever, but it's better than a turnover.
And so Solano decision-making is very crucial as it goes Laney's way on the offensive rebound. Jamaica Wilson with the putback. So Laney on an 8-0 run, leading 31-24, getting a point on their halftime lead.
And points are really at a premium here.
And a three from Audrey Jones, too strong. So the three-point shot not there for Solano's premier three-point shooters, Nikki Andaya and Audrey Jones.
No shot has been there for them tonight. Still, almost 30 minutes into this game, 3 Falcons have scored. You're not going to win a basketball game 3 players scored.
As Ravnisha Brigham fights for the ball and able to kick it out to Marcelino. Going to wind down some clock. Work their possession. Nice play by Brooke Gibbons getting in the passing lane, dribbling it out to Nikki Andaya. She pushes, uses that Laney defender to her advantage, draws the foul, go to the line. Maybe that can get Nikki Andaya going.
It's got to do something. It's better than what has happened in the last 10 minutes, really, of this half. You started out strong. You got 7 points, take the lead. Then you give up an 8-0 run over the course of 6 minutes, 7 minutes. This has to do something for you.
And then Andaya nails the first free throw, the sophomore guard out of Benicia High School. As Alexis Hines checks in for Laura Lawson. And a whole host of Laney Eagles coming back onto the court. De Los Reyes, Coleman, Marcelino, Gardner, and it looks like Howard. As Andaya misses 1 of 2. So still a 6-point ball game like it was at halftime, 31-25 with little over 10 minutes to go. Alexis Hines working. Getting another jump ball.
Is there a record for jump balls in a game?
There has to be a record. I'm not sure what it is, but we got to be close.
It's probably not kept, but there's still 5-6 jump balls so far in this game.
About 4 of them from Alexis Hines.
Yeah.
With her energy. And Gardner gets the ball. Makes a move on Hines. Hines battles, but fouls. Crystal Coleman going over her back. But that's only going to be the 4th team foul.
3rd on Alexis Hines, though.
It'll be very important, as she's been one of the 3 Falcons to score.
Well, now Nikki Andaya has 1 point.
One of the 4 Falcons to score. As Marcelino gets on the board for the first time. So the balanced attack from Laney continues. Hines forces up a shot, too strong. Holman with the putback, can't rattle it home, but Gardner able to tip it away from Brooke Gibbons, but it'll stay Solano ball. And Hines will take a seat with her 3 personal fouls. Laura Lawson not on the bench for very long. Can't afford to have Alexis Hines in foul trouble. That'll really hurt their depth at the 4 position. Bowling over to Jones. Nice pass to Lawson, who makes a great move, but too short on Gardner. And rebound by Laney.
And Solano can't have this lead grow to double digits. because that's just absolutely demoralizing. Even though it's only 2 more points, it really kind of takes you out of the game.
And Gardner tries to go up. Miranda Holman fighting for the ball, and yet another jump ball, Mike.
I'm keeping track of them. We're calling that 7.
So Miranda Holman with the hustle, getting Solano the possession. And Janessa Bowling, really one of the 2 or 3 main Solano Falcons, actually having a solid game on the offensive end. Gets this skip pass from Holman. Too short on the 3-point shot, though. So she's now 3 of 5 from 3-point range. In the corner is De Los Reyes. Brigham in the zone. Swinging the ball to De Los Reyes. Tries to go around Miranda Holman. Strong off the backboard. It's going to be 2-on-2, Gibbons and Bowling. And Bowling with the hard move. It's going to go off the chest of Miranda Holman and going to be Laney ball. So over-aggression by Janessa Bowling. And
yeah, but either inability or unwillingness to switch back to her left, kind of did a hesitation move and then continued toward the corner. I would have liked to see that ball move back to the middle, either through pass or dribble.
So 8:40 left in this game, and Solano still all sorts of havoc being caused by the Eagle defense. It's been a 10-1 run since Solano took the first lead since the first half. They started out so strong. And a travel again on Robnisha Brigham, her 3rd travel of the ball game, as Nikki and Dia and Alexis Hines are going to check in for Brooke Gibbons and Miranda Holman. So Coach Borchard with 8:35, I think he's setting in his optimum lineup at this point.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see, with the exception of a couple 45-second stretches, this is going to be the lineup that stays through the rest of the game.
So Audrey Jones gets a skip pass from Andaya, head fake. That baseline jumper is good, so Audrey Jones hits her first shot. And a timeout by Laney, so 6-point game as Audrey Jones hit a shot.
So now you have all 5 starters scoring. Still no bench production, but it's a start. And really, Audrey Jones only needs to see it go through the hoop once. She can catch fire real quick.
And the shooting is contagious, so if Audrey can get going, maybe it'll fuel Nikki to hit some threes, get Janessa back on track after her hot first half from distance. But I'd be wary of Solano getting too 3 happy. They have a tendency to shoot a lot of threes, and while that's great for getting back into ball games, if you're not hitting those shots, it can put your deficit into double digits, like you said, and that'd be a very tough thing to overcome, especially against the stifling Laney defense. So De Los Reyes to Howard, into the post to Gardner. Nice back cut to Coleman, but she is unable to hit that layup. Throws it hard off the rim, rebounded by Audrey Jones. Takes it into the front court. And Dia, look to Audrey in the corner. Look to Audrey in the corner, folks, for 3. And she hits it.
I told you, she only needs to see it go through once.
For the love of God, she was open for about 8 seconds. And she hits that 3, and it's a 3-point ball game.
And you feel like all the momentum has shifted in Solano's direction. Stosh loves to talk about the game of momentum. As you see Laney hit that shot there, 5-point lead. But Solano has momentum. People are getting vocal. The crowd's into it. I'm liking the end of this game coming up.
Yeah, Solano's crowd's into it. Laney's trying to will their team to victory. As you said, this crowd very diverse. For 3, she's feeling it.
Why not?
Another one.
Why not?
Audrey Jones, have yourself a stretch of 3 possessions.
8 straight points in 3 possessions. Talk about efficiency. She's feeling it right now.
So after struggling in the first half, she's hit her last 3 shots. Laney forces up a 3. Rebound by Laura Lawson. She pushes it. Brigham pokes it away. Out of bounds, so it's going to stay Solano's ball. With 6:47 in the second half. It's a 2-point ball game. Audrey Jones catching fire.
Get it to number 23. If that's the only game plan you have right now, get the ball to Jordan's number and let her shoot.
And Solano's had a lot of success off of inbound play, so also be watching for that. In the corner is Jones. Nice entry pass to Hines, who hits the turnaround jumper. So Jones initiating for her teammate. And Solano's offense looks great all of a sudden, and it's a tie ball game.
And that's just it. As soon as you start making shots, then defenders have to play up and they have to respect it. That's a travel right there. Another turnover from Laney. Solano ball, but when you make shots, it pulls defenders out and it sets up your post presence in Laura Lawson and Alexis Hines to get better shots rather than 1-on-4 isolation plays.
And the crowd is shaking. You can see some of the camera angles are shaking because there's so much energy from the Solano crowd coursing through this building. Out to Janessa Bowling. Thought about it. She was open up top. And Daya looks. That jumper is short, not able to hit it. So Nikki and Daya not on track. And Howard with the rebound as Marcelino dribbles it up to the front court. To Brigham, out on the wing, to Howard up top. She traveled before she shot that ball, and Laney on the offensive end really struggling.
They're playing nervous. They feel the crowd into it. They feel the pressure mounting. They just gave up essentially an 8-0 run to let them back into this game, a 10-2 run, I should say, and they're playing like it.
Jones with the ball up into Laura Lawson. Bowling thought about it. Pulls back out. Shoots the long three. Off the back of the rim, though. Looked good. Just too strong from Janessa Bowling. 5:20, still a tie ball game. And Laney trying to stop the bleeding as Gardner has it in the corner. Marcelino. Brigham up top.
That should have been a travel too.
Yep. And Howard for three, trying to answer. Bowling with the rebound, and she's going to push it. You hear Coach Borchard say push, and look at Audrey for three.
Oh,
and
she was bound to miss.
But Laura Lawson back to Audrey, and she is fouled by Amani Gardner. So nice foul by Gardner, stopping Solano before they could get a great look.
Great rebound by Laura Lawson, getting up, skying over three Laney defensive players to really bring that down and give another possession to Solano.
And like we said, last 4 minutes, Coach Borch has gone with this lineup, has paid dividends. Laura Lawson makes the move, past the defender, up and in. Laura Lawson going to the line for and one.
And, you know, so often they tell you if you're on the left side of the hoop, go up with the left hand. But when you go up with the right hand, it forces the defender to make a play. It sometimes gets blocked, but more times than not, when you're bigger than the other person, you're going to end up getting hit on the wrist, and it's going to be a foul.
So Crystal Coleman's size differential from Laura Lawson, fouling Laura. And she hits, she misses the free throw as it rattles in and out. But Solano.
Great Burgers, terrible basketball.
And Audrey with the steal and a foul. So Audrey Jones pumping up the crowd with offense and defense.
Can we have the same player of the game 3 games in a row?
We might as well. If she deserves it, she should be player of the game for 3 in a row. As Ndaya passing it back to Jones. Skip past the Bowling, wide open for 3. And she's not able to hit it. Same team. Jones out to Ndaya up top. The free throw line jumper is off the mark, but Alexis Hines fouls Laney off the rebound. That's going to be her 4th personal foul. So maybe see Miranda Holman check in.
Yep, and you see Matt Borchard go to the bench. Miranda Holman coming in right away.
So Miranda Holman giving Alexis Hines a breather.
The only thing you're afraid of is, if you're Solano, is you gave up so much energy to get back in this game, you wonder if you have enough left to finish it out.
Yeah, just under 4 minutes left in this game, and Solano's come storming back when it seemed like they couldn't get anything done on offense behind Audrey Jones' hot shooting. They have a 2-point lead as Laney trying to resort to some sort of offense. Delos Reyes for 3, that's definitely off the mark, and Holman gets it off the bottom of the backboard, and she
dribbles right into trouble.
She was dribbling like a gazelle. And Brigham not able to hit that jump ball yet again, and it's Laney ball. Yeah, Miranda Holman dribbling the ball up the court, not exactly what you want, as Laney's full court pressure got that turnover.
Well, the dribbling was fine is when she decided to try to pick the ball up, and she let it bounce too high.
Brigham thought about the 3 in the corner, but Holman doing a nice job of not letting her get by. Delos Reyes swings it over to Robinson. Marcelino with the step back, follows her own miss. Battle for the rebound, it's on the floor. Another jump ball. Has got to be close to double digits.
It's the 9th jump ball.
Only in a Bay Valley Conference title implication match will you get 9.
Will it be a 37-35 game with 3 minutes to go in the second half?
Are you hoping for overtime too?
Not really.
And that ball's out of bounds as Oriana Johnson tips that ball away.
I keep thinking you're going to say Oreo.
Oreo?
Oriana.
Just call her Ori.
Sure, whatever.
Sure. Oriana. As Janessa. Over to Audrey in the corner. Laura. And 3 seconds in the key for Miranda Holman. Away from the ball.
And really, she wasn't even in the lane that much. She just had 1 foot in there the entire time. And all you need to do, pick it up, put it back down.
So Delos Reyes. As Nikki Andaya, it's a little ticky-tack foul on Oriana Johnson.
That's all right, because if you don't do it, then Laura Lawson's going to have to do it because she has to make a play on that ball. So you'd rather you do it on the perimeter where it's not in the act of shooting. They have to take the ball back out.
As Alexis Hines checks back into the game for Miranda Holman, so next foul, she fouls out. So Coach Borchard, little risk reward. Nice play. Alexis Hines didn't want to foul Laney, though.
You saw that she couldn't foul. She couldn't let herself foul out of the game, so you have to say, you know what, good job, you got me on that one, and go back and play the next game.
So a 37-37 ball game, and a hush falls over the Falcons' nest as the tension in here is mounting. So these huddles are going to be very important for both sides. Coach Borchert talking to his squad, trying to inspire them to keep this momentum going. And Laney finally able to take the lid off the bucket. So this game is all tied up. What do you expect from Solano on the offensive end for this possession?
They have to continue to play with the energy they had for the last 5-6 minutes. I said, you know, maybe they don't have enough left in the tank. They've been playing an 8-person rotation and really the same 5 for the last 6 minutes. And so you have to find something. You have to go somewhere and finish this game. You can rest when the game's over and you've essentially won the BVC title. But if you can rest when it's over.
Yeah, so
find something.
This last 2 minutes, give it everything you have, because your season is on the line. The Bay Valley Conference not the strongest, probably not going to have too many teams come out of it come playoff time.
Yeah, and this Laney team actually went to the playoffs last year. They were a 15 seed.
As Bowling gets the ball stolen, but it's out of bounds. So Robnisha Brigham with her stifling defense, taking it away from Janessa Bowling. 19 on the shot clock, though. So plenty of time for Solano, as long as they get it into the front court. As an offensive foul, nice moving of her feet for Robnisha Brigham. It's a very 50-50 call.
She's really had Janessa Bowling's number here in the second half. She dribbled it out of bounds earlier. There you see the offensive foul call, and Janessa Bowling doesn't like it, but You can't run into people.
You can't bowl into people?
Get out.
Last one, 2 minutes left. Bob shaking his head as Delos Reyes is going to take the ball out. Oh no, Delos Reyes is talking to the coach, trying to figure out.
I wonder what the career low in points that Matt Borchard's team has ever scored is. Like
It's gotta be close.
In all of Matt Borchard's tenure
Career.
here, what is the lowest amount of points scored in a Solano basketball game?
Definitely approaching it with only 37 points per side. 74 total. A very low scoring ball game. Good defense from both sides. Delos Reyes thought about the three. Dribbles it out. Over to Brigham. Brigham trying to back into Janessa Bowling. Puts it up and out. But the offensive rebound by Crystal Coleman. So 1:40 left in the ball game. Solano has to get it into the front court. Laura Lawson tips the ball. That's Janessa Bowling's no-look pass working against
And really,
Solano.
you don't need to do a no-look pass. You had the lane there already.
So trying to get fancy around Laney's full-court defense. Delos Reyes thought about the three. Going to use a lot of clock with 12 seconds and counting on the shot clock. Marcelino drives, pulls up and hits the shot. Huge shot for Rosemarie Marcelino.
And that
As
makes
Lawson
it a two-possession ball game.
drives the ball out to Ndaya. Ndaya looking to Audrey Jones. Nice closeout, though, by Brigham. Janessa Bowling, you only have 52 seconds and counting. Solano's got to get a shot soon. A no-look pass again
What
to
are you
Laura
doing?
Lawson. And it's stolen away. You would think you got a foul.
You don't have to foul this time down, but you got to foul soon.
Yeah, that's a 13-second difference, and they do foul because it's a 1-and-1 for the next two fouls.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's big.
Force them to make it from the line. So let's see if Luisa Delos Reyes can cap this and get a 5-point lead.
You
Matt
see Matt
Borchard.
Borchard there? Sorry.
Yeah, waiting patiently. Misses. So Alexis Hines able to get it to Ndaya. Need a quick shot. Ndaya drives, passes it to Lawson. Lawson, baseline jumper, too flat. Ndaya with the rebound. Hines too short. Audrey Jones not able to gather that ball. Marcelino has the ball. You got to foul her. And Audrey Jones fouls with 14 seconds left. So
Oh my.
time winding down. Gotta hope Marcelino misses this shot, get a rebound, get a quick shot. Foul again. Time is not in the favor of the Solano Falcons.
And I would have liked to have seen Ndaya take that shot in the lane. Probably worst case scenario, you're going to get fouled, and you can try to at least make one from the line, make it a one-possession ball game.
So Marcelino, who had 18 points in that last game, hits that first free throw. Huge shot.
Either way, it's still a two-possession ball game. But it just means you need 2 threes in 14 seconds.
And only to tie.
Yeah.
So Marcelino, she hits this free throw. It's a 6-point ball game with 14 seconds left, so you need a quick shot. She hits it. Gonna be a timeout by Laney. Coach gonna talk about this full court defense. And a 6-point game with 14 seconds left. Not a lot of options left for Solano. They just gotta get a quick shot.
They have to have some sort of inbounds play. I think they still have to go the length of the court because Laney called that timeout. So you have to go the length of the court. You have to do it very quickly. Honestly, even in the game winner against Merritt, it took 10 seconds to do. Really, you don't have 10 seconds. You have seven maybe. Because then you have to foul immediately.
Yeah.
And then you have another 6.5 seconds. But you really have to take a shot within 4 or 5 because it takes 2 to go in.
Yes. Especially with the arcs of Audrey Jones and Nikki Ndaya. Those shots don't fall in too quickly.
And if I'm Laney, put all 5 girls on the three-point line. Take whatever 2 you want. Then it's still a 4-point ball game, and you got to foul us again. You can do the full court press to make them take time. If they get it past the free throw line, just let them go.
So Andaya stripped away by Marcelino with 10 seconds and counting. She's going to get fouled by Bowling. 8.6 left on the clock.
And this is just cosmetically altering the score because this game's over. If she makes either one of these, it's a 3-possession ball game with 8 seconds left. Crazier things have happened, but
in all likelihood,
yeah,
could seal it here. And she nails it. So ice in her veins. Marcelino nails a crucial free throw.
She didn't get 18, but she is making her impact shown here.
So that's 8 in
yeah.
the second half. That 8 is probably bigger than the 18 she scored at Laney. So 6 counting. Audrey Jones 4, and that ball's going to be stolen. Dale Strait's going to dribble it out, and that's the ball game. Laney wins at Solano in this crucial BVC match, 45-37.
And now Solano does not control their own fate. They are now a game back. I don't think there's a way to win this game. I don't think there's a way to win the conference championship now, because now you're sitting at 11-4 with 1 game to play. Marin's at 12-4. I believe they're done, and Marin has the tiebreaker. So even if you win at Mendocino on Friday, which isn't exactly a given, you still end up tied, and you don't have the tiebreaker. So you might still make it into the tournament. Laney made it into the tournament as a 15 seed last year. They were second in the conference, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, this definitely was a huge loss for Solano. This game had huge Bay Valley Conference implications, and Laney really brought it here today at Solano. It's hard to bring that stifling defense on the road, but defense travels. And
yeah.
Clearly tonight it shut down this high potent offense to just 37 points in a whole entire game. 37 is what we usually see at halftime from these ladies.
More than that.
Yeah.
You feel almost a little bit weird when they only score 37 points in a half. So for them to score that many in an entire game, give Laney all the credit you want. They came to play. They showed up to this game way more than Solano did. I think that loss on Friday really kind of defeated Solano before they ever walked into the gym.
So that loss really carried over into this one, so it seemed, and back-to-back huge losses for Solano, but credit Laney Eagles for winning this ball game, 45-37. For Mike McLeod, I'm Brian Nelson. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.